October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 4. Mthis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive, inside your heart.
What is this, anime bullcrap? We're not allowed to swear this early, so...
Yeah, we need to wait at least 30 seconds. Mickey boy!
Oh, Miss Delight.
Is it true the detective is the real killer?
Probably. To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
Yeah, but wasn't he at the Lovely Tailor that night?
Ah, that's what they all say.
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive.
Actually, we kinda do.
Kinda, yeah. We can kind of estimate it
Because the blackmail.
Yeah.
It was meant for Luke Atme.
I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullitt?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I'm not going to answer that question, Maya, because I don't know it. I need to find some solid proof, and it's going to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy, Phoenix. October 14th, 12:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 6.
Ah, it's Godot again. Hi, friend.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
This guy. Well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. As you can see, I see you with my giant eyeball.
With his special-made monocle.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask Star Damask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Star Damask.
Okay, his defense attorney sucks. How do you explain this mask? Ignore the mask. It's in the name. Twice! Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example, which has not been removed for some reason, even though I was about to go to prison. So, you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask Star Damask. Of course!
Very well then, Luke Atme, let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullitt was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself.
What?
But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Though I will admit, your brother is much smarter than you.
What? Thanks?
I make the judge sound way too competent. Alright, Mr. Atme, the night of the murder. Speak.
Oh, what coffee cup number? It was like 7 or 8, I think this one is. I'll have it
9.
accurate in the video,
9
but
or
I
10.
can't remember. Is it 9 or 10?
Yeah, 9 or 10.
I know it's not double digits just yet, in this case. If we added the two cases together, it'd be probably 16, 17?
Probably. We all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Mask Star Damask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask Star Damask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of this discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now is part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
You mean apart from the fact that his nose could never be inside that mask?
Yes, even the great Mask Star Damask cannot be in two places at once. I mean, if you have two costumes, you technically can.
Technically, yes.
Now then, if you'll excuse me, I I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Wow,
I should have you know my pen pal is Miss Von Karma.
Yeah, I was just about to think that because that sounds awfully a lot like Miss Von Karma.
It does. That's why I mentioned I'm like, a fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool? Huh. You must know Von Karma. Miss Von Karma.
They're probably the same book reading club.
No, I'm going with pen pal for some reason. Because that's different countries, so they're pen pals.
That's true. That's true.
New headcanon, Luke Atme and Miss Von Karma are pen pals for some reason. I don't know why, but they are.
Freaking upper class. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
The alibi.
I was stealing the urn as Master Mask. Yeah, hold it! So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. You know, I just noticed something. Wait, what? I right-clicked accidentally. I meant to move something. Blah, blah, blah. That photo's awesome. This is why I'm called Master Mask. I have no idea what happened. But conveniently, that also means that there's no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean?
His nose, Your Honor. We can tell it's not him.
Huh. Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atme?
That is correct. Okay, as I was going to say, why is there a rocket ship?
Oh my god, you're right. An AM is a rocket ship.
Is that an AM? Oh, that is an AM.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't realize it was AM. I just saw it as a rocket ship.
Oh, I know, because normally in English, the A and M would be next to each other. But because this is translated from Japanese, there's probably no room for it to be like that.
Yeah, an AM, well, you could scoot it over, but it would be very difficult and it would squeeze too tightly with these zeros.
Yeah. So
it's better just to do this.
Yeah, so it's actually written like how they would in Japan, basically.
Yeah, this has something to do with it. I just don't know why. As proof that it did not happen at that time.
Because it's a rocket ship?
No, this.
I cannot see your mouse, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, that's saddening.
Yeah.
I'm just moving my mouse. The paint.
Oh, the
That
paint!
definitely has something. Yeah.
That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master the Mask to create an alibi?
Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? No.
No.
I don't think so.
I actually don't think so.
If Luke Atme was at KB security during the murder, then the mask in this picture has to be a fake.
Then there really was an accomplice.
Not necessarily. Where's that picture? I don't see paint on this, first off, period.
There's no paint on the box.
So it's not the same box as this, because we know there's paint on it.
Yeah.
Should be quite noticeable. Yeah, that would be noticeable.
Yeah. So I think it's a different box.
I don't think the only way it wouldn't be noticeable is if this sacred urn pot was upside down, like not looking down. And I don't think he would do that.
No. I think he has manipulated that image. Because
yes, he has proven he can, or he's told us he can. But right now, I have no idea who it is, or who it was.
I don't have any idea right now either.
His accomplice was himself on a different day.
Yeah.
Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's gotta be another way, and I'm going to find it. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was pathetically easy. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once.
That makes sense.
How dare you disturb the great Luke Atme? It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target, which was priceless. Literally, it had no price.
Yes, basically.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
I am a capitalist, Your Honor. Yes, evil is what I am. What? How is that evil?
Yeah, they are a thief.
That's not evil, though.
Not in itself, no. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Admin was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It's kind of odd. Do we have anything to even say that?
I don't think we can yet. We might want to go through what the rest he has to say first.
I plan to. Yeah, I don't think there is anything on here.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
Photograph contains no words. It is my witness. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? We have shown this 20 times so far. Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I, the great Luke Atme, committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd.
Because of the nose.
You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Yes. He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up.
But you would know that that camera was there or something.
Yeah. We all have days like that.
Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all.
Oh my god.
Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad, blue melody. It looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. There is. The time at which was the same time as the murder? Technically, yes, but not the same day, probably. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking, huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? No, I don't actually.
It was just taken on another day, I think. I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data.
Oh, I think the picture is fully legit.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Just not on the same day.
Yep. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the masked starter mask in this photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. No, actually, neither of those.
So what do we do?
So this would negatively impact his masked starter his ace detective idea, but we don't have anything on that, I think. I don't know why it was moved that night. Oh, I get it. So this was taken before Ami showed up.
Oh shit, you might be...
It was moved because otherwise it would have had to appear in the picture.
Oh my god, you're right.
The question is, how do we prove that?
Yeah.
It's been days since we played this. That's what annoys me.
So something to do with Ami. Because you're right, Ami should have been in that picture.
Let me go through this again. So by photograph, you mean this? Wait, there was new stuff? Oh wait, unless he had an accomplice.
This is what I asked if you had if he had an accomplice.
Wait, this is all new stuff.
Oh, I guess it is.
I didn't even realize that. I don't have a save. Well, I do, but I'd have to start at the beginning. I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah, let's just go from here.
Whatever. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture?
Yes, there is. You bet there is.
Moment. Are you implying that this picture is fake? Or is a fake? Yes. You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
This paint, specifically.
Yep. Right there.
The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a bloodstain.
No, Your Honor, it's paint.
I mean, it does look like a lot of blood.
And it's colorless.
Oh, blood! No, this case is getting interesting.
You got issues. Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint. Very bright pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
It's a black and white photo. How do you know that?
Huh.
From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, he knows.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
Ami.
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the Mount Training Hall. I realized that the statue would be a perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
As it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? It's because I figured it out.
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue the night of the crime?
Luke Atme.
Mia Fey. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atme. Come now, sir lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
Well, I did hear Mia earlier. It was kind of weird. No, I'm not on drugs, Your Honor.
But are you hearing dead people?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atme, you pretended to be Masked Out of Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single, fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed like a cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Peace and lightness. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
Wouldn't it be this? To match the timestamp to keep it, the statue can't be here. So you would have to move it so it could match the old picture.
Yeah, that would make sense, I think.
I honestly have no idea. It's the only thing I can think of. Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. Did he alter it? Is that the logic we're going with?
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
What does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed besides the warehouse door?
Well,
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. Wait. You are telling me he's legit wearing this?
How? How?
New headcanon, his nose is fake.
Yeah, like, that's the only thing I can think here. The nose must be a fake. What the?
Of course, the statue hasn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak.
That's specific.
That's very specific. Also, that cat would dominate that rocking chair factory. Wouldn't need to be nervous, unless all the chairs were actually rocking. Then maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Grrrr!
Order! Mr. Atme, is this true?
Of course not, Sir Judge. Probably. One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Excellent.
Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup.
No, it's not. You've had one extra cup slid to you so far.
I promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good till the last drop.
God, I love his music.
I am so suave.
However, the defense has a very good point.
Good point. So what? We are all but travelers on a road to of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is? Yes, more coffee.
It's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
Is it? Like, I guess.
I mean, it kind of is. Because you can kind of lock yourself, like, let's say you want to learn something new. I might be able to do this or I might not. And so you lock yourself in that mindset. And to someone who doesn't like failing, you may not want to take that risk of failure.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So you could be locked in that way of maybe. That goes with other issues, but no way. Don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Demask.
Yes?
If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Star Demask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plans to steal the sacred urn.
No, not the sacred urn.
The Sacred Urn heist.
All right. Zavari! I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and Zavari! It was then sent to the warehouse.
Okay.
Really? I thought it arrived in that box.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime.
Probably for the better.
Probably. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand.
Oh my god.
It's not an extremely valuable treasure, though.
It is not. It's just an urn.
I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. I killed them all by throwing my fake nose at them.
Wait, what?
At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. Did you?
That's pretty much all the stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
I promise, Sir Judge, and if there are, I will, do it again.
Uh-huh.
Zavari!
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I first received the request. I don't really think this matters. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews. Is that right? Indeed! It seemed they had heard of my Zavarkling reputation.
What the hell?
I see. I don't know.
It means to the point.
Really? As a legit meaning?
Zavari means to the point.
Oh my god. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos.
They don't
Shit.
say.
Am I a weirdo?
Probably. You're a moron.
Morons are different than weirdos.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why. That's why I'm not really sure.
And I am certainly attracted. You better watch out too, Maya. The urn was placed in a box and Zavari was then sent to the warehouse. Is that how that worked?
I don't think so. I will press.
You mean this box? Yes! That pathetic box! That looks like it was made by a 19-year-old girl in weird cosplay. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. And so I was what did this say?
Good care that's of the speckled urn, wouldn't you? So he knew it was speckled with paint.
Hold on. The urn was placed in a box and it was then sent to the warehouse, and he said he didn't see it until that day.
Yeah.
So he clearly saw it then.
Yes, he would have clearly have seen it because he said it was speckled, and it's only speckled after Andrews tried to fix it.
Yeah, this is the original
Yep.
with Smug Mai on it.
Yeah, well, then he needs to have Smug Meyer, I guess.
I was unable to see the urn for myself until the day came. Maybe
Yes.
that? So, you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed! You may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, I, the great Luke Atme, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure. You're a fucking idiot for thinking that. You mean this calling card? That's right! That is, without a doubt, my calling card.
I guess Mr. Delay didn't make this after all.
Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him.
He does have a sense for detail.
He does. Handled security by myself. Then no one entered the basement warehouse. Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. Last I held the urn in my hands for the first time. Oh, he said there. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? Indeed! To be honest, even if the a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Abby might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken.
That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a hard look at the court record.
Not a lot to go on, is there?
That detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination, that he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. So if nobody saw So, he didn't see the urn until the night of the crime, but the calling card said speckled.
Yes. Alright then, how do we do that?
There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly, that he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying. And I think we know exactly how. So we need to go to where he said he'd never seen it before. There. I was actually unable to see the urn for myself. Show the calling card.
Mr. Atme, if you really are Masked Star to Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course!
Is there a problem with that calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Masked Star to Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. But so what?
Truth be told, there is no way that Masked Star to Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink, spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. Coffee!
I don't find this joke to be very funny, Mr. Wright.
The day the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse. Oh my god, this photo again.
Yay!
The urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. Oh, Phoenix, come on!
Aww.
Don't be mean to my waifu like that. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Seriously, Phoenix, don't be a jerk.
And Andrews has the worst luck. Oh, you can't be serious. Ugh.
And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. I don't know what that was.
What was that?
Eh.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken.
Here it comes. Nick, I think it's still a little too early for a victory pose.
Huh? Coffee.
It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Masked Star to Mask.
I did not decide that.
And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point.
No, it's not. No way. Don't fall for that too, Your Honor.
You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed the Cane Bowler. And let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
An excellent point. No, it's not. Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest?
That's not a imps.
Okay, normally I hate the whole motive bull crap. But for once, my client actually has a motive.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I can't hate it this time. Unlike the other 20 times.
Yeah,
There's a legit motive here.
Nick, he's getting his second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Run Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Run Delight. Is that right, Detective?
Indeed! According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case.
That is the stupidest thing ever.
Except I have done it before several times, but we will not think about this right now.
Your Honor, my client clearly has not stabbed this person. Here's 20 things of evidence. Yes, but you have blamed this person, and they have no motive. As such, your person is dead. What? It is the stupidest thing ever. It's why I hate the motive argument. Because it's only a one-way thing like 90% of the time. Ugh.
Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Old Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be my only chance.
Here we go. Motive for murder.
I think this is going to be the longest episode.
Yeah, but it feels like it is coming up to the end.
It is. Yeah, this is the last part of the whole thing, so once we're done with Atme, case over. I, Luke Atme, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever.
I doubt that.
Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask Star to Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask Star to Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy. That's long.
So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant?
But no, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one. What?
I mean, that's fine.
Handwriting test he confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What?
Okay, so Bullard did write it.
Very well, Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. That is going to play something in this.
Because it was intended for Acme, not Delight.
Exactly. That is going to play a part. I just don't know for what part it's going to play. Luke Acme had no points of contact. Sure, I'm fine with that. And who in the... Oh, wait, this is Phoenix. And who in the world is going to prove that?
After doing a thorough background check of Detective Acme and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. We're both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master to Mask. Mistook. That's right, mistook. From the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take in error. I assume I said that right.
Yeah, sounds about it.
You're the guy who's Norse.
You know modern Scandinavian is very different from Old Norse, right?
Yes, but you're a crazy historian that likes Vikings and World War II and stuff. So if anyone would know it that's on this call, it would be you.
But like you could easily hear it like mistaka, like mistake. It literally is, it's easy.
Yes, but you're still the guy. So I had to confirm with you. That wasn't what I meant.
Just who did the victim mistake Mask-Stalking Mask to be?
Why? The answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Do we need to press harder here?
I think so. But
I don't think it's gonna hurt. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask Star to Mask? Don't you already know that? Zavari! Take a look at this newspaper.
Oh, that's the famous tale of Emanon, a magnificent jewel.
That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly god, namely, the defendant.
The defendant?
The victim clearly misread this article and Zavari! He got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask Star to Mask.
Calling him ugly though? I don't get that. Like, I don't think he's ugly. He's girly, but he's not ugly.
It's Luke Acme talking.
Yeah,
everyone that is not him is ugly.
I see.
That was an unusually reasonable deduction.
It was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. I don't think there's something there. You mean this blackmail letter right here.
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's.
There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an address on this letter anywhere.
Addressee.
Address C, right.
An addressee.
This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant.
I wonder.
What's up, Nick?
I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight?
Wow, do you have any evidence for that?
I have the blackmail letter, Maya. For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Okay, I just want to press this then. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Okay, I just want to do this because there's so much to go through. And I kind of want to just deal with this. Oh, cool. The music stopped. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Acme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right.
You look worried.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're one to talk.
Times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Get to boxing. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter.
What? How am I supposed to show that?
The red diamond?
But I can't show it from here. It has to be a piece of evidence.
Wait a second. Go to the Over to the ledger. Bullet's ledger. I want to read through it. The blue one there.
It's just prices.
Nothing with 50,000 here. Damn it. The red gem. How do we present the letter again?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here.
Okay, so if you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, Ron Delight has already said he really doesn't care what the world thinks of him.
He cares more about what this.
He does. But since it is for that guy, Luke Atme is here, and this guy can probably tie Luke Atme to all the others, since he knows Luke Atme's mask to mask.
Yeah.
So is it going to be the newspaper?
I actually don't know.
I don't know. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the tear of Emimon, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's color.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself.
Oh, not the way I was thinking about it. The red diamond.
Oh.
The tear is blue. I wasn't even looking at that. I don't notice some of these things.
But they're two different.
They're different colors. The blackmail letter is saying, if you don't give me 50 grand, I want that red gem you have. Ron never stole a red gem.
That is true.
He stole a blue gem.
That is true. Holy shit. How did I miss that? Oh.
I mean, I missed it too. We all morons. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red.
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Eminon that Masked Automask stole at all.
And your point is, Mr. Trite, so are you trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
Is that what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick?
Shut up! Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing.
Obviously.
Phoenix Wright!
Luke Atme.
I don't know what's happening any longer. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Masked Automask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward. I still don't get that part, but whatever.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Kane Bullard wrote the letter in order to blackmail you. Ah!
Order in the court. Order, I say. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh, I don't like the way you said that.
Can Bullard's blackmailing Luke Atme? Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him.
Then answer me this.
The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world.
Yes, it certainly does.
And Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. Just what was that identity?
Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secrets becoming known. No, I'm just gonna make him save.
Yeah, that's probably a wise idea.
What was the identity he wanted to keep a secret?
This is what it's all come down to, Nick.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted to desperately keep secret was his identity as... So, we can get rid of Ace Detective.
I think it was his identity as a blackmailer.
So we'll go with that. I have a save, so... Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme.
Yes, and Luke Atme was blackmailing someone else.
Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Yes, and Desiree was blackmailing someone too.
Probably.
Kinda.
You have to admit, that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Okay, at this point, yes, that kind of is the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tears of Eminon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Ron Delight was actually Masked Automask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. This is so stupid. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. Oh, is he going to go on another rant? What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Ron Delight. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask Star Damask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime.
Good points. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
The newspaper clipping though, right?
Yep.
More coffee.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was masked on the mask?
We're literally in the same picture, so... Guess? I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping, it has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask Star Damask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Do you know what universe you're in, Your Honor?
I don't know. I just eat lobster.
Can we get a new judge? Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask Star Damask was Ron Delight.
What the, wasn't he supposed to be Mask Star Damask? Only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. Can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer.
What a fraud. Trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
What is going on here? Why you? How dare you expose me like that? Why I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Mask Star Damask. Oh God, not this.
He's so creepy.
Oh my God. Why can't you understand that? That face. I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? Oh my God. I'm not even trying.
Wow.
I don't even.
Wow. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff, please prepare yourself for Mr. Atme.
Oh no. A hammer that strikes too fast has no point to aim. There's no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Wright.
What do you...
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at the Lordly Tailor the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bull.
But... still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was a KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way!
Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright?
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Acme was at Mr. Bullard's office that night. Before I do that, I need to save this game.
How do we prove he was there? Can't you really prove that?
No, we can't. Can we? I don't have any proof.
That's long enough, Mr. Wright. I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense... I don't think we can. I don't think there's anything we have that can prove that. But I don't think we can actively prove that he was there.
I don't think so either. You might lose now, but...
Yeah, I saved. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony...
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
What?
Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's Time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master the Mask.
No. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master the Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rondelites will verify that he is the one true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then, it'll be too late.
Huh? Why?
Because he'll get his guilty verdict.
Yeah. Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in the court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime.
Oh my god, it does exist.
Oh my god.
This is a fundamental rule of all courts. It applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Adme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master the Mask, which means...
He will be innocent as far as the murder of King Bullard is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Adme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as King Bullard's murderer.
Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
Well, technically he'll be in jail, but you have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. And are there any objections?
The coffee objects.
And I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year.
Who is this?
I think it might be Mia.
No, I think this might have been Miss Von Karma. That objection sounded familiar.
Oh my god, you might be right.
So by all means, Miss Von Karma. You can
Your
reread
Honor,
this.
when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? No,
Wait.
No, it is Mia.
Is
It
this
Mia.
not?
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think
that
it is
was
Mia.
Miss Von Karma.
It is Mia. I was right.
Who did
I
she
did all
come
that German.
from?
I did all that German things for nothing. A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. This is gonna be so awkward.
It is? But where'd Mia come from?
You know how she came here.
Oh, Pearl. Unless she's just next to us. I don't know. That would be my... That voice. No way. I guess we just have... I thought that was Miss Von Karma's objection.
Yeah, it sounds somewhat like it. Knew it. Long time no see, Phoenix.
How is there a dead person in here? Mia! This is the true power of the crane channeling technique to win court cases.
Yes.
I know that's really Maya who's standing before me. But right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Oh no, more backstory.
More exposition. Now, let's do this.
I kind of wanted it to be Von Karma though.
Yeah, I would have loved to actually have it be Francisca.
But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. So we'll just say Mia was doing a German impression for a little bit, just to scare people.
Apparently I have been reading a lot of German books in the afterlife. Don't ask.
That's kind of weird, but whatever. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master the Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rondelites will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination.
Really?
At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot?
Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, Luke at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks.
This is so stupid.
So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you?
Hey, well done, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief.
And now Master Chief somehow.
I was thinking the same thing. It's a shame we won't be Master Chief in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is new stuff then. Okay. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request.
Aha.
I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied.
Aha.
My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight.
Aha.
And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there.
Uh-huh.
I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once.
Uh-huh.
The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-starred mask outfit, which is why he left no prints.
Uh-huh.
And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I doubt that. Zavari! Therefore, all the evidence that points to that poor boy.
We are gonna destroy this, aren't we?
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. Apparently
Really,
not.
Phoenix?
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency bus?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
Hell yes.
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Adney's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a second. Just one chance?
It seems that the party is about to begin. Well, Phoenix?
There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony.
So it would seem.
What do you mean, so it would seem?
Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17. Last cup.
That's not 17.
Did not.
No matter how you do the math.
It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
That's why I made the counter specifically coffee slid, not coffee's drank. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence, which means all I can do to find the contradictory remark and press it.
Remember, you only get one chance.
Hey, well done, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Okay, they keep saying one chance, so I'm kind of scared to press things.
Yeah.
So, because of my fear, because I don't know if it's actually going to end the trial or not. Is it actually stopping?
You still
Okay,
don't
it
get
is.
Yeah.
It is legit stopping.
Don't get it, do you, Tried? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
What?
I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. That this scum was in Kane Bullett's office that night. And now...
It's time for me to drink my last cup. Mr. Wright, I will hold you to your end of the bargain.
Oof.
That's enough.
I think we lost.
This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. Or is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant? This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Ron Delight.
Yeah, guilty. So we have to,
Well, okay.
Because we'll surrender the court immediately. To be held pending trial at higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned.
So, we have to figure out what the contradiction is.
Okay, so let me read through. Not that. Obviously not that.
That's not a contradiction. That's not a contradiction. No.
Not sure that's a contradiction either.
No, that's true. Just true. I know which one it is. It's actually this one. I just don't know why. I don't know why this is a contradiction. That's the thing. According to the guide, this is the thing, though.
Okay. I guess we try it.
Mr. Atme, about this last remark, at least according to the guide, it said this was it.
Still don't get it, do you, Tried?
Yeah, we've gone through this. Oh, wait, no. Oh, so it is changing now. Well,
Yeah.
we went through that. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot.
What?
Mr. Atme, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. Oh,
Oh!
now I get it.
Oh my god, I just got it.
He
Because
knows he was
made-
in the costume, even though he was in his thing the whole time. He wouldn't know that.
Yeah, he wouldn't know that.
I'd like to point out it's been days since we've actually played.
As
The
usual.
Dark Tide's been taking up my mind space. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry? Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. Oh.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my 6th cop was looking at me with a cold stare.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry. I just never had a chance to mention up until now.
Right.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know about those who have been are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well...
Come on, this detective must have known about it.
How?
He probably had plenty of chance to find out beforehand.
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out.
Only one? One way, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Acme.
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it'll stand to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Oh no, an earthquake! Oh no.
What?
Buddy?
What?
Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself! Here I am, the tragic clown!
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
He's gone insane.
He's been insane.
What an awfully complicated incident. Bull was blackmailing Luke Acme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Acme tried to frame Ron Delight and then claimed to be guilty of the mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
Oh, that's
Or
you.
is this? I think it's Ron.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me?
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict.
I know, you never committed any murder.
That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask.
Huh?
So, thanks for that trial yesterday. I'm innocent now, right?
Yeah, you're innocent of both.
What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Oh, you mentioned it.
I've been careless.
Careless. What do you think, Mia?
As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. The defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Oh god, can he just go around stealing stuff?
No, he cannot. He can go around claiming he's Master Mask all he wants. But the difference is, if he went out as Master Automask to steal something, he could still be tried for that crime.
That's true.
He just can never. Though, then again, the crime wasn't, did he steal something? The crime was, is he Master Automask? So I don't know how this works, actually. If he says everything is Master Automask, he is technically unable to be sent to trial for it?
Technically, yeah.
No. Then Master Automask is really innocent?
It would seem so. For now.
For now? So confused.
Now then, this court finds the defendants not
Yay!
guilty.
Ignore that one guilty verdict in the alternate reality.
Confetti!
Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Automask.
Number 14, 3:45 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4.
Wait, need to wait 20 minutes, then it can actually be 3:35 p.m. At least for me.
You did it, Phoenix.
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days.
How dare she? Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. I don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the crane channeling school?
Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Misty Faye, right?
Watch you over here, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around.
Mia. Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Not only are you innocent of murder, but you are innocent of being Masked Automask.
Yeah?
Even though you are Masked Automask. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all this has happened.
Come on, just be happy already.
Oh, welcome back, Maya. Maya.
You've been cleared of the murder charge and got off as Master Automask to boot.
But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh? What do you mean?
Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Automask. I did it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree. She hates criminals more than anything. Though apparently speeding and having a race with a cop isn't a crime. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me.
Oh, come on.
I thought she would leave me for sure. So, that's why you became Master Automask. Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together.
That's pretty funny because of Jörn. That's not true, right?
Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were?
You'll be fine, and they can prove it.
I can? I mean, yeah, I can. You should have checked with me first, Maya. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. I mean, you did mention the urn.
Yeah, like the urn.
Sure. Take that. The sacred urn? Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
Ah, there you are.
Miss Delight, please stay with him. My metaphor works only if you stay with him.
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security.
He was fired.
I never imagined that you were really Master Automask either. Mr. Light, what are you going to do now that you know?
Cut back on my shopping hobby.
You are not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away?
I mean, she ain't shallow, that's for certain.
Yeah? After all, my back's really fast. So there's no way he could ever get away. Ooh.
I mean, I like this. It's a good twist because a lot of series would show, like, they've indicated she's, for the most part, rather shallow. At least with how Ron describes her. She's shown some moments where she does care about him, but there's always that thought of, she's a shallow woman, and if he didn't have money, she'd leave him.
Yeah, she's not shallow at all.
Yeah, I love that they did the twist that she's not, and she does truly, genuinely care about him. But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
I Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them. Like a man.
I love that. You may have committed a crime, but you declared you would commit a crime publicly, like a man would.
I just love a man who's so chivalrous. That technically is chivalrous when you think about it. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement.
Desi! Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you?
Nicky boy,
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
Gulp, I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick, Mr. Maya, congratulations!
Where did you come from?
Hi, Ran.
Oh my god. Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you put another man's wife in front of Mr. Maya? I'll never forgive you, never, ever.
I was just slapped like 5 times. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Wow.
Wow.
It's not every day that he's knocked out by a, well, I was going to say
9-year-old.
woman, but Pearl is a child, a young girl.
Yeah.
Von Karma knocked him out with her whip. Oh, that means Pearl is superior to Von Karma at the age of 9?
I think it's 9.
Yeah, at the age of 9, it took Von Karma, who's like 18 or 19 or something, a whip to knock Phoenix out. Pearl can do it with like 5 slaps. Brilliant. Pearl is best. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. Isn't there something in Asian culture or something where, I don't know which country, but instead, like if a bowl broke, they would put it back together using like gold or something?
Yes, there is it's called something specific, but I forgot what the term is.
Yeah, I don't know what the term is, but I know it was like somewhere in Asia. I don't know if it's like all of Asia or specific countries, but I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah,
that's something they did.
But you can actually see where stuff has been broken because it's inlaid with gold where the cracks are.
Yeah, so that's just what this reminded me of.
Yeah, it's very
I
Asian.
mean, yeah, just look. Oh, neither of you put it back together. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together, even better than before. Okay, I don't think there's a way to get rid of the UI. I want to see Pearl's face here. It's unfair.
I'm sure that's
Oh, there
yeah,
we go.
yeah.
Much better. Much better.
Aww.
They're so happy about the urn that doesn't house Mystic Ami's soul any longer. Oh, and we're finished. Oh my god.
Oh my, is that my anime outfit?